Hi guys, long time no been around. Wait a few minutes for people to hop on and get chat going. Couple of things I want to talk about as well. I've been watching reaction channels to different channels. Hi Cement Shoes, how are you? Yeah, reaction channels. There's a few that I find absolutely hilarious. They're really funny. Some can be a bit crude and not a fan of those ones, but there's this woman that I just got into recently, Foodie Beauty, and first time on a live. Yes, first time on my live Cement Shoes. Yeah, absolutely. It's a bit different than what we're used to. I chat a bit. I do readings, angel cards. I'm a medium. I talk about a lot of Irish history, and I like to talk about haunted houses, and I'm very much into how will I put it nicely? Well, I'll just say conspiracy theories. I like to research them until they can't be researched anymore. So I'm a completely different channel than the girls' channels. So it might be interesting or it might absolutely turn you off. As you can tell, I'm Irish, from the Midlands in Ireland, and I'm an awful woman for doxing myself. Some of them are interesting. Yeah. I find a lot of things interesting. Well, they wouldn't interest me if I didn't find them interesting, in fairness. I'm an awful woman for doxing myself, but I try not to dox other people. And it's just completely, I think I'm so comfortable talking and chatting away with everybody that I literally just dox myself out of complete accident. I don't mean it at all. So yeah, I was talking about Foodie Beauty. Her on her own, she can be kind of boring. I don't know if you know about her. What's my favorite theory to research? The Cabal. Anything religion wise and Kabbalistic is my favorite. And when people come on YouTube and get it so wrong, and I'm watching them and I'm listening and watching them get it so wrong, it's like, oh my God, please stop, please stop. But that's my favorite. And it came from as a child, I was able to do cards, and I used to be able to pick up an ordinary deck of playing cards, and I'd be able to know what they meant in a different way to what everyone was playing the cards, if that makes sense. My favorite isn't the Illuminati all conspiracy theory. It's just a whole thousands and thousands of years of conspiracy theory. Like nobody believes in any of it. Okay, we'll go with another one. My favorite one at the moment is that JFK Jr. is alive, and I've seen photographs where him and his wife have been in costume, looking over the airplane when it was brought back to a bunker to be analysed, and they were actually the two people analysing the plane. Things like that. Yeah, I like the fact that JFK Jr. could be alive. Have you watched American Horror Story? The latest ones have been absolutely bonkers, but there's one about Area 51. I have a book I'm going to read. Now, that's not a conspiracy theory. That is actually going to link up with something that myself and Jen Lou are going to do in a few weeks, when Ezra and all is all wrapped up. Charles Manson, I don't know if you know much about him. I don't really want to talk much about him if you're going to read the book and you haven't really much conspiracy side of him. But Charles Manson was MK Ultra, and he was programmed to kill. That's actually a really good series on YouTube. There's something like 300 or 400 different, I'll say episodes, but they're like small little clips. They go from anything from 5-minute clip to a 20-minute clip. Sound okay. So, Program to Kill is a really good series on Netflix, on YouTube. But as I say, they're all small little individual clips, and they go up to about between 5 and 20-minute clips, and there's about 200 or 300 of them. They have a lot on Manson and other cult leaders, but Manson was MK Ultra, and he was programmed to kill. And aren't we in a mind control experiment ourselves right now? But yes, Jonestown, and so was Heaven's Gate. Heaven's Gate was pretty out there too. I would go so far as to say, for the elite, so is Scientology. Scientology is really elitist cult group. For the ordinary folk that join it, it's not that nice of a group to be in. They have to, they're made not abuse. Well, yes, they abuse the people, but they have to do stupid jobs, like they have to clean ships with toothbrushes and stuff. But if you have money at all, like Tom Cruise, you get away with an awful lot. Yeah, there were wackadoos, yeah, but it was still a mind control thing. So it was going back to the Cabal again. You see, the Cabal brings all of this back to the original again. So what's his name? Crowley, Aleister Crowley. I think him and Heaven's Gate were a lot to do with each other. Now, you see, the start of all of this, as far as I've gone back, it all started in Yale, and then with some of the presidents that I won't mention that went to school with went to Yale with Anton LaVey and L. Ron Hubbard and Anton LaVey, L. Ron Hubbard and Aleister Crowley. They all had the 322. Stay with me. keep coming back. I know an awful lot. I know too much, bloody well too much about it. But anyway, they were all in school together, but the 322 Skull and Bones would have eventually gone on to I can't remember the place they used to go to, the biggest lodge. Anyway, and they all fell out in school. So the Skull and Bones went on to the enlightened ones, I'll say. But Bohemian Grove, that's the one. Yeah, they all went on to become the enlightened ones. And Aleister Crowley did his thing, Anton LaVey did his thing, L. Ron Hubbard went off and did Scientology, but they all four aspects of the Skull and Bones all make up all four types of different groups. So regardless of which group you belong to, you kind of still belong to all of them. What was I saying before that? Oh, I don't know. Oh, Charles Manson, that's who I was talking about. Yeah, we're going to do, I have a book myself. Hold on a second. It's just right beside me. Try not to fall off the chair. Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm sorry that went rattling. This book here is Atari Hollywood. And it's got all the movies. And I'm not exactly a movie buff, but I do like to listen to music, watch music videos, watch movies, and link the different symbolisms within the movie, because in every movie that has ever come out of Hollywood, there is an awful lot of symbolism, which myself and Jen are going to hopefully get into. But this book was given to me by my second daughter. I only have two daughters. My second daughter. You want this book? It's brilliant. It's brilliant. And what I haven't got yet is there's a workbook. It's a part 2 of this, and it goes on to show more. Who's the author? Jay Dyer. Jay Dyer is the author. See the eyes wide shut there in the front, and like even Alice in Wonderland, the amount of in what's Madonna's Who's That Girl, the amount of symbolism in that as well is crazy. Unless you know what you're looking for, it's crazy. What else can I? Oh, well, we all know The Simpsons. Alice in Wonderland has a lot of symbolisms. Anything got to do with Disney is full of symbolism, because there's another conspiracy theory that Walt Disney was a certain world leader of a country, and they all escaped that country, and Walt Disney was the leader of that whole country. Oh, I'll just put it that way. I don't want to get knocked off Facebook or YouTube. You see, I do lives on Facebook as well. To this thing, I'm getting on to Kubrick, right? That's what I'm getting on to. I get so sidetracked when I start talking about this. I could talk about it forever. The girls know this. So, what they claim is Kubrick was he wanted to go up the ladder of I'm not all that fond of Tom Cruise either, to be honest. Was it Kubrick? Whoever it was that directed Rosemary's Baby, that's the first one we're going to do. I'll put it this way: there's a theory that he is the escaped that word. Roman. Yeah, that's him. He needed to go up the ladder, and Roman Polanski, he wanted to go up certain ladder of numbers, and so to do that he had to sacrifice his firstborn. So they got a certain someone to do that while he was out of the country filming another movie. And oddly, he did that whole Rosemary's Baby, which is complete and utter from start to finish. It's absolute occultism, there's symbolism, there's references, and if yes, yeah, that's who they say it is, yeah. And I can well believe it, because in an awful lot of movies there's 33, there's in Snow White in particular, when the dwarfs are going up the stairs, they're climbing up the stairs, and there's little owls' heads the whole way up for the grove. And there's certain witches that would play witches in movies. As Shmida, how are you? We're chatting a long time here. We're chatting away. Yeah, going up the stairs, there's certain witches that would have played witches in movies that are actually head witches of Hollywood. But Roman Polanski, yeah, he was out of the country. And yes, that's what I was going to say. There's a dress that is worn in the movie Rosemary's Baby, that one of the I'm so afraid of getting kicked off here for saying something that I can't, but there's a certain title of people in England and one of them wore the same dress that she wore. The girl in Rosemary's Baby was worn by a certain crown-wearing type of people in England. She wore it after having her second son as well. And that's kind of freaky, because they're all tied into it as well. So it's all weird. Anything else you would like me to see what my ideas are? Because my thoughts on things can get pretty far out there. How are you doing, Shmida? Everyone else on a sabbatical. He did. Yeah, he did. They all came a long way from the bunker. And what now there's two trains of thought on that as well. That Ava Braun, she actually did shoot herself. And he was supposed to have done it the same time as her, but he didn't, and she did. But then there's kind of footage of her in Argentina with him. So it's kind of, it's very hard to know. Do you really want, hi Team Psych Ward, how are you? Do you really want my opinion on Marilyn? Because she is my all-time favorite actress and person, and she's my idol and my hero. Hi Ben. Did you actually find the iceberg, or paleontologists? Yeah, I was obsessed with her from as long as I can remember. You do know there's 900 people in witness protection. 900 people we all know. Some we don't know. Some are just ordinary folk. They've been involved in being cover ups to the CIA. They've been they've faked their own deaths. They've the whole 9 yards of that. And I believe she's one of the 900. I could be wrong, but there was the fact that she had been having relations with the Kennedys. But the problem with that is her ancestors are Irish, their ancestors are Irish, and their ancestors are related. So I'm not even that far related, that far ancestry wise. They were very related. So I do believe she's one of the 900. Ben, at the moment it's about conspiracy theories, but it can, with me, it can change very, very fast to God knows what, because my attention span is the same as a fish. I'll have to try and find that. If you message me, all my details I think are in my about section. So my email is there. Dino Diego channel has the right now. Hold on. Pian August Pop here, which I usually have everywhere, but when I'm looking for it, I don't have them. I have a pencil. Hi Marwa, how are you? Dino Diego. I'll tell you why I'm interested in icebergs at the moment is because I'm not a flat earther, but there's always a but I'm not a flat earther. I don't know what shape the earth is. Personally, I don't really care. We're all on it and we have to live through it and we have to put up with it. So whether it's square, circle, flat, round, cuboid, what can I do about it? It's but oh, thank you very much, Mara. I'm very grateful for that. Thank you very much. There's a place that the reason why all the green people are out, not the green aliens, the trying to find the right words is so hard sometimes. The green earth, the people like Prince Charles that are trying to save the planet and all that, the reason why they're doing that is so the ice caps won't melt. The reason they don't want the ice caps to melt is because we will find out other countries beyond the ice caps, and it's actually called the AntiTartaca. I was supposed to look up more of that for myself a few weeks ago, and of course I forgot. But around where Antarctica is, on the out where we can't get in over Antarctica because it's all ice caps, in over that is AntiTartaca, which is a completely new, it's a whole new world. No, it's not a whole new world, but it's places that haven't been found yet by us. At least we haven't been told about it yet. And if the ice caps melt, then we'll have to be told about it. I don't mind that. Blonde. It sounds familiar, but I don't think so. Wait, I'll write that down as well, because I love I love reading anything got to do with her. And yeah, so the Antarctica is out past the ice caps of Antarctica, and there's a whole civilization there that and they're humans, they're not aliens. Well, I suppose they are aliens because they haven't been found yet. Like, oh, I wonder would I like it. I suppose it'd be a different story. Well, of course it's a different story, but it'd be different. And it'd be good for me at nighttime as well. I don't sleep great at nighttime. That's why I can be on some nights at 3 and 4 o'clock in the morning. I don't sleep great at nighttime, so I could try and find that on Audibles and listen to it. So anything as well with a lot of parts is good for me as well, because I just throw on an Audible and I can listen to them one after another. What else is there that I find interesting? I was watching something this week. For the life of me, I cannot remember what it was. But it was showing, actually, I think it was biolabs that aren't supposed to be in a certain country. And they were on Google Maps. They pulled up pictures of where these are placed, and the photoshopping was horrendous. Now, I can't Photoshop for the life of me, and I'm still convinced I do a better Photoshop than this. It was awful, absolutely terrible, because you'd have the trees and there'd be all their different heights and everything, and then all of a sudden where the lab would be straight across and straight up for a chimney, across, down, over, and down. So you could see where the building was. They didn't even bother trying to put foliage in there or anything. Crazy. If I could tell it was photoshopped, anybody could tell. So they're not even trying anymore to try and hide things. I hope the rattling of ice doesn't annoy people. I eat a lot of ice. Where are you from, Marwa? It's an interesting name. Do you know who you might enjoy watching at night time? Because it's because of the other countries that's in the Antarctica. There's a whole circle of different countries all around. Yeah, I was talking about my interests as a child and people talking about things. Yeah, I went through all the different religions as a child because I lost quite a few family members in a couple of years. So I went from religion to religion to religion, and that's why my interest is mostly in different occults and religions and what makes a person believe in certain things. Of course, I found my way back to God and everything, but I had to go around it, kind of a roundabout way to come back to where I was meant to be again. That's completely just throwing that in there because everything's gone so quiet all of a sudden. Oh, my back. Foodie Beauty is back on again. So yeah, reaction channels. Some of these reaction channels are funny. I do find them very, very funny, and I do laugh at the whole lot. But some of them can be so rude. Hi Jen, how are you? I still don't know how to use StreamYard. And after last night, and you not being able to use StreamYard, I'm like, I definitely won't know how to use it now. Although I suppose if it's a new one, then I could probably get into it quicker. Giants. There's an awful lot of things on YouTube that you can find where the giant skeletons have been fossilized into the side of mountains and stuff. Things like that. But then there's also the small little things too. I have seen I've seen fairies. I see spirits all the time. They're around me 24/7. Oh, Jen. Oh God, your gas. I'd do the same. That's why I leave the laptop so far away from me, so as I don't actually touch anything. Oh, years ago. Oh, Jesus. So awkward, right? Years ago, my sister was looking after. My sister was a home help, which is here. It's kind of like an outside carer. So she'd go into elderly people's homes and whatever, and that's eventually where I ended up in my usual roundabout way of doing things as well. I ended up kind of doing the same. But anyway, she came in and she said, Samantha, whatever you do, do not touch this lampshade. Don't touch it because we know what you're like. I'm as awkward. I break things. I'm like a bull in a china shop while I'm sitting down. So you could imagine what I'm like when I'm standing up and doing things. So it was a glass lampshade, and she brought it down to the woman's house to see if she wanted it. That's I'm going to show that because it's not all that bad. And Jen will laugh at that. So this lampshade, told not to use it. The town we live in here, like, you know, you can just bring stuff out of the shop and see if we like it or not, and then bring it back if we do. If we don't, we go back up and pay for it. It's just a small little town. It's not even a town. I don't even know what you'd call it in America. I really don't know what you'd call it. Like, there's a couple of pubs, a couple of shops, and one closed shop. Of course, there'd have to be pubs in Ireland. But anyway, she brought it down. She left it on her table, warned me not to touch it, and I was terrified. I was absolutely terrified. I didn't even want to look at this thing, right? And she said to me, "Go over and will you go over and put on the kettle?" Right. I was not near the table. I wasn't even within reaching distance of the table. The thing smashed. And she was like, "How did you do that? Like, how did you?" I was like, "I didn't even go near the table. I wasn't at the table. It's mashed into a billion bits." You see, a lot of people would call it a village, but we call it a town because we have to be fancy like that. But I still think in America it would probably still be smaller than even a village, like what you'd perceive as a village, you know. So it's only tiny. It's only tiny. Absolutely beautiful town. Absolutely beautiful. I'm in the middle of two different rivers. Not personally, the town is in the middle of the two rivers, the River Inny and the River Shannon. No, Samantha. The Shannon, the Inny flows into the Shannon. The other one is the Grand Canal. Yeah, so we have the Inny and the Grand Canal, either end of the town. It's a very picturesque town. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful little town. So that was the end of that lampshade. I had to pay for it. For the fact that I didn't even go near it, I still had to pay for it. Yeah, I don't know if it's one of them either, because we don't call anything a township here. So I don't even know if it's one of them. It's a beautiful town, though. It really is pretty. Jen, you still there? We were talking about Roman Polanski and the God, that's my memory is going now. Roman Polanski and Rosemary's Baby. But this is the book. I haven't even shown you the book yet. That's the book I have with all the different movies in it. It explains, tells you the movie, and it explains where the symbolism in each movie is and all that sort of stuff. So we have Kubrick, Spielberg's Android Space Brothers, 70s and 80s fantasy dystopia, 007 and Hitchcock, Alfred Hitchcock. Oh, we have a nice picture of the, what you call them, the Rothschilds. There's the ninth gate, actually. There's a picture there of the Rothschilds. They would have their masked balls in their different homes, mostly the one in England. This is the ninth gate. So there's the ninth circle as well. Chateau de Ferrerier, that's a long French word, and the site of the ninth gate. I don't think they actually made the film. That was where the people were supposed to go during the rituals for Eyes Wide Shut. So it was based on the Rothschilds and the Ninth Gate house. But I don't think it was actually filmed there. Could have been, but I'm not sure. But that's what their whole parties and their balls used to be about. Legend has it. Hitchcock. Oh yeah, Hitchcock too. Sharon Tate. Yeah, and I was just saying to Samantha, there's a second part that's kind of a workbook, and it comes up to date with more movies as well. This one was one that got me. Who's That Girl? Because at the time I was only a child. Oh, well, I think we'd call that a parish here in Ireland. I think that'd be a parish. But we still say that our town is one of the towns in our parish. There's a couple of them. But a parish would have got to do with where the church is located in circumference to the parish, the little towns around it. So ours is Shrule. Maybe you might have heard of Clonmacnoise. It's just out the road. Just out the road to me. It could be miles, but it's about 20 kilometres out the road. Clonmacnoise is very, very holy grounds. So our thing for a township would be a parish. Yeah, but it is Madonna's Best. But I was only a child at the time it came out, so I was obsessed with it, and I'd watch it all the time because I was Madonna obsessed back then. And like, I don't know why I didn't. What gave it away mostly was her leather jacket, which I wanted, but nobody would buy it for me. Easy knowing my brothers and sisters are all older than me, and shows why they wouldn't buy it for me. But it has the all CNI on the back of it. But that was one movie that kind of got me. It was like, oh my God, it is kind of full of it. Similar to a county. Okay. See, our count. I live in the weirdest part of Ireland. Our county, the county that I reside in and I currently live in, I'm on a border, literally on a border of two counties. So if I go outside my front door, across the road to where the river is, I'm in my county on this side of the river. And if I cross the river, I'm in a different county altogether, if that makes sense. So our parish takes in a little bit of two counties. I don't know if I've actually finished the story with Jen there. Yeah, there's a part 2 that has more newer movies, like after I learned about this particular movie and I went to watch it again, oh my God, it was so sickening. American Beauty, I think it's called. Because when I watched it years ago, I wouldn't really have. When you have kids, you kind of watch something, but you don't kind of watch it. It's on in the background, and if you catch it, of course you can. Jen, you handle me. If you can handle me and my queer and bedant ideas, you can handle anything. Hand on heart, you can handle anything if you can handle me. Yeah, the symbolisms in An American Beauty, or The American Beauty, was weird. And it's only when I got to sit down and actually watch it, start to finish, and see what was in it, that I realized, oh, this is a freaky movie. The red roses have a certain symbolic thing got to do with young girls. So they give their red roses to people. The father in the movie had you can take a blue pill if you want, but you'll just keep on living in the dark side. You need the red pill to come to the light, my dear. Yeah, he had the blood ring on him as well, which they all have in Hollywood anyway, and that means that you've hurt somebody. But I don't do. There's no really horror movies in this, Jen. Don't tell me you're ready, because I will come at you like a bull through a china shop. And would you believe I've actually never watched any of the Matrixes? Matrix. What would the plural of that be? The Matrix. The Matri. I have never actually watched any of those movies. But I was looking forward to seeing the new one. Well, not seeing the new one, but seeing people wear the mask to the new one. Like, you know, you're being red pilled, blue pilled, and yet you're really still stuck to the blue pill, wearing a mask in. Yeah, my brand is special. It's a different kind of love. I haven't even done any cards yet. We're coming up to an hour. I don't think we will today either. Ricey Right House. Oh, back to Foodie Beauty again. Did you see the latest on Foodie Beauty, Jen? And I'm not sure if True Psych Ward is here. Team Psych Ward still here? It's not. It's very adorable and very cute and easy to love. Oh, it's all been happening in Foodie Beauty world in the last 3 weeks, I'd say. Don't you know, when I disappear for a few hours during the day and I'm not commenting in all, well, I've always done that into group. It's like everyone's talking for about an hour and then Samantha comes in with a big, just comes in like a wrecking ball with a comment, just out of nowhere. But oh yeah, and like I'll only watch Monty, and there's a Piggy as well. I like her too. She kind of clips them down to 10-minute bite sizes of beauty, Foodie Beauty, because about bite sizes is all you can kind of cope with Foodie some days. But I do enjoy Monty. He's so funny. He's hilarious, and he does Nadir and Dragon Lord Frodo as well. So you get the whole gist of the whole thing that's happening. But she's been terminated. YouTube got rid of her. And like, for somebody that has brought in $23,000 a month for herself, for YouTube must be giving up a big chunk of revenue to get rid of her. Oh, he's hilarious. He's so funny. He's so funny. And like, he takes the pee out of her. I was going to name my second channel Sammy the Sadvocado and make it kind of email in your problems and I'll sort them out for you. But I'm way too blunt for that, I think. I'm far too blunt. People would be gone roaring, crying out the door. They wouldn't be able to handle me at all in my bluntness. Foodie, I reckon she must have been getting, she got the one ban, the two bans, and the 3 strikes. And I think she must have got a warning from YouTube, because she started doing Omegle. She went on TikTok. She done Omegle. She went on Instagram. She's platforms I've never even heard of in Ireland ever before. So she's everywhere. Well, that's about time. That's genuinely about time. And that's why I like Monty. That's what I was saying about Monty. He doesn't go after the person. Like, he actually has been giving her sound advice as well. Like, he tries to talk her into doing sensible things. I don't know him. I'm going to have to write that down. I'm going to be looking up so much stuff because of cement shoes tonight. I won't be sleeping at all. Nicole. I thought you meant a different avocado. Yeah. So what she started up a load of different platforms because YouTube suspended her. She's not sure if she's getting money this week or not. She should be getting paid today, the 22nd. Yeah, Monty said he gets paid on the 22nd. So she should be paid today or tomorrow. But she's not even sure if she's going to get her AdSense for the month. I'm flighty. What can I say? Me head. I have a lot of homework. Oh, and I have to do my Italian homework for class tonight too. No, you're not a troublemaker. Not at all. Um, yeah, he gives her advice and everything. He doesn't go after her in a nasty way. You know, Jen, I don't like the nasty channels. I can't hack them. As long as they kind of keep friendly and nice and keep my aura to myself, so as it doesn't go on a off flighty ways. I don't like drama channels. I don't like shouty roary people. And he's funny, but he's funny with the people, not at the people. Do you know? Like, he doesn't make fun of Foodie Beauty for anything about her, but he's funny. You know, he makes puns and stuff that really, it's not rude or anything. But yeah, what happened was she went on all these different channels, but she was on Omegle a few weeks ago. I'm going to say 2.5 weeks ago. And he does give her an awful lot of good advice. And like, she abuses him, shocking, because she thinks he's taking the pity out of her, but he's really just trying to put her in the right direction. But did you Team Psych Ward see where she had Omegle and she encouraged an underage boy to how do I put it gently? To expose things. And within a day or two, her platform was gone. Her YouTube was gone, suspended. Like, she did this while streaming on YouTube. What was I saying? Yeah, encouraging him to do things that he shouldn't be doing. So her channel was nuked, yeeted completely. Cement shoes. Have you ever looked up certain parts of the Beatles? There's a certain conspiracy about the Beatles as well that this woman called Foodie Beauty did this. She had a channel. She was making. I have to go up now. I didn't see that where you said that, Deja. Oh, I didn't see that there. Anyway, yes, she encouraged a boy, an underage boy, like of 17 or something, to do an expose. And yeah, there's certain theories around the Beatles that they were put together. Well, we all know that they weren't all friends. They were all from the same city, all right, but they weren't all friends. And they became friends, and then the band came about. But there's a train of thought where CIA ushered in psychedelics to see if they could use the psychedelics and the music with the psychedelics to do MK Ultra. And if you look at Sgt. Pepper Lonely Hearts Club Band, I think that album has it has Aleister Crowley on it. Yeah, Foodie Beauty did that. Yeah, she was on Omegle. She was on YouTube, and like in a lot of ways, oh Jesus, my glasses. In a lot of ways, I wonder, is she all there? Because she really, really relies on her BIBBers to encourage her to do things and to be there for her. But sometimes I wonder, are they there for her, or do they have their own agenda? Because they were all encouraging her. They were all encouraging her to go on Omegle and see who was on there and do whatever. And if she hadn't have gone on the platform that night while streaming on YouTube, she wouldn't have come across this young boy and asked him to do it, because it was all her beezers that they were encouraging her to do it. And they should have known she'd be banned. They should have known she'd be taken off straight away. But then Nadir last night has moved to Montreal with Dee Dee. Dragon Lord Frodo has been taken out of his house, his apartment, and moved into a posh hotel, given $800 to spend for the 2 weeks that they've him out of his apartment for. So he has his own money and $800 on top of that for 2 weeks. So as people will can go in and clean his apartment and fix it up for him, so he has a nice clean apartment to go back to, which he completely is so just ungrateful for. But that's Dragon Lord Frodo. He's ungrateful for everything. And Pete's went home. She's at that a lot lately. She'll just take off one top and put on another, and just show her underwear and her lingerie. And she was in lingerie yesterday. It wasn't lingerie, it was ugly ray. It was ray. It was yuck. And it looked like a swimming togs from the front and the back. But then there was kind of crisscrosses at the back, and the bottom part went down very low, so you could see the builder's butt knuckle. Yeah, because she doesn't. I don't think she. Yeah, she never. I don't even know if you can put an age category on Omegle. I really don't know. I know my kids used to mess on it years ago. They'd click into somebody and they'd click out, and they thought it was hilarious, like all these people waiting for them to talk, and they'd just click out of it again. But Pete's has moved out. No, Pete's has got Foodie to bring him to his mother on Friday because he had something to tell her. Yeah, me too. She was in February. She earned $24,000 in February. And that was just YouTube. That wasn't even her PayPal's or whatever else she does to get money. Yeah, Pete's was brought on Friday because he had something to tell his mother. So word on the street is, which makes sense because of what he was wearing on Thursday, but word on the street is that he may be transgender. And on Thursday he was wearing a dress, and weirdly enough it was a nicer dress than something that we've seen Foodie ever in. So maybe she should be taking fashion advice from Pete's. What you do is, my understanding of it from when the kids used to do it years ago. Now all my kids are adults, but you go into Omegle and it's a bit like Tinder, where you can swipe left or swipe right, but on your screen, a picture somebody pops up and you can talk to them and whatever, and if they bore you then you can click them off, or if you're not interested in whatever they do you can just click them off, and you could end up with 60 people saying hello to 60 people in a minute, like literally just by how you and clicking the button to click them off. What Now, I haven't said that you can keep the person on as well while you're interested. No, Pete's is a friend of Foodie Beauty. Omegle is a website. Yeah, Omegle is a website. So yeah, you can, if you do like the person, or if you want to talk to them, you can talk away. It won't cut off on you after a few minutes, like. But kids being kids, they just wanted to see who was on it and click off just to see if just for the laugh. They found it funny clicking off people before the other person got to say hello. No, Pete's is a person, Omegle is a platform. So what she did on Omegle was, this young boy of around 17 came up on her screen, and she was encouraging him to do an expose for YouTube, and then wondered why her YouTube was gone. Now, Pete's, what we think is he is trans. Very politely put, yes, disrobe. Yes, that's what she had him do. Yes. So yeah, it's actually really weird that she hasn't actually even said what Pete said to the mother, because normally she has a mouth on her like the size of the Shannon, and she usually would just come out with stuff. And she would have told all her beezers and all the channels and everything what Pete had said to his mother. But everybody, from him wearing the dress the other day, were just kind of surmising that that's what he said to the mother, that he was trans. Which makes sense with the long hair and everything. And the fact that he's so unhappy in himself. So I hope whatever he had to tell his mother, I hope it brings him happiness or just makes his life a little bit easier. We also thought that he was going to move out on Foodie, because Foodie now won't be bringing in any money from YouTube. So she has no monetization. She has no AdSense. She'll have nothing now. So that's why we think Nadir left last night to move in with Dee Dee, because he doesn't have his cash cow of Foodie Beauty giving him money for food and paying his rent and buying him the latest iPhone and iPads and everything else. So he moved in with the girlfriend in Montreal. And Pete's won't have anybody paying for, like, Foodie pays all the food, all the rent, all the utilities in that apartment. So Pete's won't have that. So we thought he was going to say that he wanted to move home, which could also happen. Yes, she's on Patreon and she's doing the flashy on Patreon. Foodie Beauty is cancelled. She's on Patreon, but her tiers are like $50 a month. Ain't nobody got time for that. Nobody's going to pay for that. To hear her whinge about an ex-boyfriend, Nadir, and show off body parts that really nobody wants to see, and no, nobody will pay $50. She is also on Instagram and TikTok. I started following her on Twitter, I think, but that was just because I was nosy. I wanted to read the post she was putting up and giving out about last week. I was nosy, so I just added her on Twitter. But she doesn't do anything, and she just puts up posts. She doesn't put up pictures or anything. But the OnlyFans, like, oh, girls, did you hear that one about the OnlyFans? She went, oh my God, this would happen to me. And that's why I was so embarrassed for her. But she went and she got all bath stuff to do a bath OnlyFans. And she was even like down to the rubber duckies and stuff to do OnlyFans with bath paraphernalia. But getting out of the bathtub, she fell and nearly split herself. Yeah, it is encouraging true crime. So you know Foodie Beauty cement shoes. Oh, I do watch. There's a woman and she goes on Monty's and she's been on Foodie Beauties and she's from England. I know her for real, and her name is What, and she's now showing all the retro Foodie Beauty, and I can see where the overusage of stuff really did her a lot of harm. She did. She got stuck in the bathtub. Oh my God, I lolled. I split myself and lolled. And yeah, I can't listen to the food eating either. But that's Monty fast forwards through all the food eating, so we don't have to worry about that, thank God. Yeah, and the amount of food is crazy. Like, it's like a never ending supply of takeaways. So where she's going to get all her 8 or 9 takeaways a day, I don't know. But I do have my own theory on where she gets her money for her food. I think it's from people who want to see her eat food. Yeah, she fell in the tub, got stuck in it. Could you imagine poor Pete's having to go in and drag her out of the bath? Oh, mad. Oh, God. Oh, crazy. Poor Pete's. What that man must have seen through the last few years. I'd move home to my mother's house too. Absolutely. Absolutely. And that's what says as well. Like, she can't understand how much she eats because everybody is on speed dial as well, like, and it's all really bad food. And yes, I watched her about 3 or 4 weeks ago. I watched her. She made beef curry and rice and some sort of dip. But she must have been running out of money anyway because it was coming up to the end of the month for her. And it was the nicest beef curry I've ever seen, ever, ever, ever. I'd say they probably do sometimes. But I think, actually, that's another thing as well. The amount of filters. I don't even know. Look, I don't even know how to use StreamYard. So to even look for a filter on YouTube, I don't know where I'd even look for one. But apparently she was using an awful lot of filters on herself that made her slimmer. And I was like, I don't think that's really working very well for her. But she was on, I think, French Fried Girl had a clip of her from years ago, well, maybe 2 years ago, and she was doing a dance. And yeah, I can see the filters were working because I didn't even realize, like, and I feel so sorry for her because she's just an accident waiting to happen. Yeah, deep fried and breaded. Yeah. I know I was saying something else before that as well. Then there was the time she got stuck down in New York. Another thing I wonder, has she all that much upstairs really? Like, she should know that when you leave Canada to go to the US, that there's a border. I know that, and I don't even live there. So she wanted to go to New York to get a particular McDonald's that they don't do in Canada or something. I don't know. It was in McDonald's anyway. So she got to the border and she had already done an antigen test in her own house. So she was able to cross the border. But they told her that she couldn't come back across the border for at least 24 to 48 hours. Well, she went absolutely lula. She went lula on at the cops. Now, at that stage, if somebody said that to me, I'd say, well, look, lads, I'll go back now. I won't head on into the States. I'll just go back now and I'll leave you to it. But no, she was going to the States. So her test to go back into Canada had to be done within whatever amount of hours of her going back into Canada. So she had to stay in a bed and breakfast overnight. Oh, true psych ward. Hi, how are you? Driving and listening. Good to see you on. Really happy to see you on. I hope you're doing good. Yeah, so she had to spend however many hours to get back into Canada. So she had to stay overnight in a bed and breakfast. Now, the least of her worries was the fact that she'd no toothbrush. She'd no underwear. She'd no nothing. But the fact was that she mightn't have enough money on a particular card to go out and get more food. What's a shamrock shake? And why do we not have one? You'd imagine we'd have a shamrock shake. Is it mint? I'm so jealous of the Americas. We have nothing over here. We have McDonald's, but their shakes are pretty good though. I don't really go to McDonald's though an awful lot. When I do, it's usually I love their oh, I can't remember the dressing. Anyway, salad. I love their chicken salads. So it's kind of pointless for me going to McDonald's, really. You don't know because, yes, it's always broken. Stupid question to ask, Samantha. I'd say it's mint. We used to do green ice cream here for St. Patrick's Day, but I don't think we had any. Well, look, I didn't go up to the Paddy's Day parade this year. And the shop that used to do the green ice cream was sold to a different guy, so he doesn't even do ice creams. But yeah, we used to have green ice cream, and it was actually just food coloring. There was no flavor to it. It was vanilla ice cream with food coloring, but it was different. It was different for Paddy's Day. And normally as well, I'll go out and I'll have a pint of Guinness and a Bailey's for Paddy's Day. I don't drink, so that kind of goes to my head. It's mint. It's kind of silly, isn't it? Do you have the really warm chocolate chip cookies? Oh, cappuccino and those warm chocolate chip cookies. Oh, lovely. Yeah, and you get your pint of Guinness and there's always a little shamrock. However they pull it, whatever way they kind of twist the glass for their second pull of the pint, because that's what makes a pint of Guinness, the second pull. You pull about 3/4 the way up at the first pull of Guinness, and you let it sit. You let the head settle between the stout and the head. You let it settle, and then you fill it up the rest of the way when it has all settled. And it's on the second. I love Baileys. I told you about Baileys coffee. I would drink them forever and 100 days. I love Baileys coffees. So you make your coffee as you would normally make it, and instead of putting milk in, you put in Baileys. So yeah, the second pull is when you do whatever design you want on the pint head as well. So we usually get shamrocks at Paddy's Day and Bailey's Chaser, and that's me happy for St. Patrick's Day. And I don't drink really very much at all, but I do like that, and I didn't get to do that this year. The town was jammed because there was no parade for 2 years, and an awful lot of the parades had been cancelled, even this year, all around the Midlands. So there was people coming on buses and everything to here to look at our parade. So even if I had gone up, I probably wouldn't have even gotten into a bar to get a Guinness. So here's a princess coming, so I might have to. I don't like her on YouTube. I could imagine. Who in the name of God is talking downstairs? I know the princess is down there. I don't know who she's talking to, though. She was up in her auntie's house, so she's only back with her daddy. But I don't know who else is down there. I couldn't even do that. My pub crawl used to be to 2 pubs, literally. I was in, I think maybe one of the last pub crawls I was with my friends a couple of years ago. And oh my God, we were so drunk. Oh my God. Like we were, it's a wonder we weren't barred from every pub, only for we were so well known and so well liked as people in the town. I'd say we would have been barred from all the pubs, but we were in one pub, and as the barman was giving us our shots of apple sidekicks. Do you have apple sidekicks? I think you'd call them apple sours, but the little shots, right? As he was handing them over to us, we were flinging them down the bar to whoever was, the furthest down to get it, and then to the next one, and trying to see if we could stop it just right in front of the person. Didn't work out very well, but we got drunk anyway. And then we went to another pub, and I was aware of the slant from the bar down to the door, right? So it's like a hill pretty much from the bar down to the front door. So I was concentrating on the high heels and walking down from the bar and not breaking myself in a million bits at the door in case anybody walked in. But I opened the door and I fall face first, face planted myself outside the door, and I got up and I was like a pretzel. I was so wrangled. I looked like a pretzel. I was all twisted and turned, and I went into the next pub and what the fuck happened to you? Oh, I'm after killing myself with my gimpy leg, and I was called gimpy leg for years after. But I split myself. I didn't feel any of it till the next day, of course, but I was split. Do you do baby Guinnesses, Jen? Oh, you'd love baby Guinnesses. When I go over and I bring all the frying stuff, I'll bring over a bottle of Tia Maria and a bottle of Bailey's, and I'll show you how to make baby Guinnesses. So note to self after that falling out the door is less concentrating on slipping down on the tiles on the hill down to the door, more concentrating on the 2 steps that are outside the door so you don't face plant the pavement. Right, now, first of all, it's not Guinness, right? Baby Guinnesses are not Guinness. So, but they look like them. You get them in a shot glass and you put in Tia Maria about, again, 2/3 up the glass. So the Tia Maria Do you have Tia Maria? I'm assuming you do, but the Tia Maria goes up the shot glass about 3/4 of the way, so it has the black in it, right? So you use the back then of a spoon, and you just drizzle Bailey's gently across the top of the Tia Maria, so as it gives a Guinness head. So it looks like it's a shot of Tia Maria and Bailey's. So it looks like a pint of Guinness in a small glass, but they would hop the head of you. You would be langered no time. I taught them how to, yeah, they're gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. I taught them in Spain, where we used to go to Spain, Salou. We used to go to the same. In fairness, some of the millennials are so funny because they really don't get old sayings at all. That's hilarious. That's brilliant. I love that. I'd have been dying laughing if that was here, but some millennials are just completely over their head. That's hilarious. But Jen would love them. But the trick is the back of the spoon, and to drizzle the Baileys gently and slowly on the back of the spoon and just bring it across the top of the Tia Maria. And that's what gives the head. Oh yeah, Spain, Salou. We used to go to Salou every year, and I taught them how to make the baby Guinnesses. And for the whole time we were there, oh my God, they were selling out with Tia Maria and Bailey's like nobody's business. Oh my God. Yeah, you'd love them. They would blow the head of you, but they are so nice. But you know how some shots are just really bitter and just sambuca and stuff. They're just not. I just don't like them. But I would drink baby Guinnesses till they came out my ear. I could imagine how embarrassed he was. But you know, if they take the time instead of coming up with their chat, if they would take their time and talk to people of different age groups and stop being so with their head up their anatomy, they would actually understand us an awful lot better. You know, it's just. But then again, we don't understand them an awful lot. I don't understand. Never tried tequila. Had a Jaeger bomb bought for me before, but I don't know what to call them, drank it on me. So I actually don't know what either of them taste like. Yeah, all right. Well, the baby Guinness would be my favourite shot. Other than that, I will drink Bailey's. Oh, there's one as well. It's not an actual cocktail here, but we fell upon it by accident. So it has become an Angel special. Because the reason behind it was we were up in my sister's house and we had drank all her wine, and the only thing she had left was Malibu. I love Malibu. I drink that out of an old man's dirty sock, so I would. I love Malibu. So we had Malibu, vodka, and orange juice, and that's all we had left in the house. So we were like, I don't know now. I'll have a Malibu maybe, and I'll have a vodka. But there wasn't an awful lot in the two bottles to make a decent amount of a drink, if that makes sense. So we got a jug and we said, look, we'll give it a go. Got a big, huge jug, half filled it with ice, threw in the bottle of vodka that was left over, threw in the bottle of Malibu that was left over, and kind of swirled in the orange juice. You see, you can't win with them either. You just can't win with them either. So we swirled in the orange juice. So it turned out to be my favoritist drink of all drinks. And it gets to the stage sometimes. There was a few years ago at Christmas, it was New Year's Eve, and I was like, after getting the kids to fill me out another one and another one and another one, they decided just to fill it all in the cocktail shaker and just give me the shaker. And I was that bad of a state that I don't even know if I'm saying stuff that'll get me knocked off. I don't know what harm. But I was that bad of a state of having the crack. I was given, we were playing SingStar, and they gave me the broken mic, and I was singing away to myself, having a great sing along to all these songs, giving it loads, giving it socks, dancing the whole lot, doing the whole thing. I was just doing it wonderfully, not realizing until they told me a couple of weeks later that it was the broken mic that they gave me. But two of my friends as well, the nightclub here opens around 11:30. So they text me around 11:30, 12 o'clock, asking me, did I want to go up to the loft to have an old dance and that and whatever. And I was like, I'm really drunk. I don't think so. I don't think I'll find the door. So the two girls said, but you really go down to the door. We'll let you in. We'll show you where to go. Just come and look for us. I was like, I'm talking about the front door. I really don't think I'll find the front door. So they were like, oh, we'll leave her at home, which they did. Oh, that happened to me another time as well. Another friend, we were at a concert. They used to do gigs for charity here. And they'd have good Irish bands, like not Celtic Cayley traditional bands. They'd be actually rock bands from around the place, and it was for charity. And I was at this with my niece and a couple of our friends and stuff. And I said to one of my friends, I said, I'm going to go to the toilet, because after the gigs were over, there was from 2 o'clock till 10 o'clock, there was a rave in a field up the road, and within walking distance, just up the road. And so I said, I'm halfway to there is the turn off down to my house. So I said, look, I'm going down here. I'm just going to go to the toilet. You stay there and let me know when you're going up the rest of the way, and I'll be out. And she said, yeah, call me and I'll let you know where I am. So I go outside the door and I'm calling her, Karen. She meant call me, not roar for her. Which is the saddest part, is I don't even know where I am here. The saddest part is I only realized what she meant about 6 months ago. I honestly thought, and I was calling her for ages, and she wasn't answering me. I don't know what was going on. She never answered me, and I was calling and shouting and roaring. Yeah, she meant call her. Anyway. Who's down there?
Nadine and James.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, surprisingly. But Nadine doesn't want to book because you're on live.
That's grand. I'll be down to her. I didn't know. I did honestly. That's a surprise.
No one knew she was going to.
She does that to me the whole time. Just out of the blue, she comes up from Sligo. I knew I heard a girl's voice, and I was like, it's familiar, but I don't know who it is. Infidel. Oh, man. Yes. That's a happy surprise. I was wondering who Luna was giving out to, or, you know, being cheeky to. So I knew it was someone she knew, and I recognised the voice, but I didn't know who it was. I'm delighted. I'm delighted. I don't even know when the last time she was home. And now I'm wasting time with her because they'll have to go the whole way back to Sligo this evening. So I hope you all understand why I'm going. Well, darling, mine's not arriving at all anymore. So when mine arrives, it'll definitely be a surprise. So I'm going to go down and spend some time with my second princess daughter and my granddaughter, and oh, I'm so happy. Oh my God, I'm so happy. And I hope people aren't offended that I'm going to cut this live fast. Oh, I get hugs. Yeah, so I'm going to go, and thanks everybody for coming on. Cement Shoes, Jen Lou, Team Psych Ward, True Psych Ward, everybody, thank you for being here. Let's do this again soon. Yes, it was fun. I'll talk to you all tonight. Through modders. And yeah, I love you all. Thank you very much. Bye. Love you too, Jen. Bye bye.